What's your favorite Smartass response or quote? Whether it be your own creation or one you've heard. This was a telegram correspondence between Winston Churchill and George Bernard Shaw, with Shaw inviting Churchill to a play. It's a little mild, but it's always amused me. Shaw have reserved 2 tickets for first night. Come and bring a friend, if you have one. Churchill impossible to come to first night. Will come to second night, if you have one. Stand-up comedian the first time I had sex. Female heckler yesterday. Laughter ensues for more than a minute. Comedian I'm glad you remembered. When's your birthday? 22nd of February. What year? Every year. Classic. There's a story about Mila Kunis who actually used this to get casted on that 70s show despite being underaged. XGF is Filipino. I'm Irish and both lived in Ireland at the time. Funnily enough her sister is named Irish. She introduced herself to a mate of mine. Hi, I'm Irish. My mate know you're ducking not. Not intentional but still pretty funny. After being interrupted I'm so sorry. Did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? Your grasp of the obvious is astounding. Almost got me fired once. This old dude Peter who lives on the outskirts of my town was pulling a big chain along the side of the highway near his property. A policeman stopped and yelled, "Peter, why are you pulling that chain along the road?" Peter replied, "'Cause I'd look some ducking stupid pushing it." This happened to me back in middle school. Racist kid hey Asian. Ching chong ling long ting tong. Without missing a beat. Me why would you want mine in your mouth? My friend on the subject of his new walk hat. Him I'll start wearing it when it gets cooler. Me it'll never be cooler. Friends are walking past me. Talking it must be so difficult having a penis. Me. Deadpan it has its ups and downs. Walk off into the sunset. Sergeant Major strode onto the parade square to inspect the troops. He spotted a soldier with a disheveled haircut. He walks up to the soldier and prods him in the chest with his baton. "Sergeant MJR, there's a piece of shit on the end of this stick." Soldier. "Soldier sir, yes sir, but not on my end, sir." When I was younger, before leaving the house I used to ask my dad to put my shoes on for me, and virtually every time he would reply, "They won't fit me." I was really young, and on my dad's shoulders walking through the mall. My brother picked something up, called it gator, and started beeping. When he pointed it at me, I said, "You're holding it backwards." Brother turned out to be gay. Kind of ironic. I know a similar Smartass replay, but it does not translate into English. What I apparently did as a child with one sibling however was the following. My mother did not want to come upstairs and wish me a good night. She was watching TV with my father. I said, "Can you care about your first kid, not about your third one?" I asked my dad to turn on the radio. "Oh, radio. Hey baby, come here often." When someone says you can't do something for a logical reason, I like to say not with that attitude. For example, I can't just walk to the store. It's 20 miles away. I respond not with that attitude. Everything Red Foreman ever said. Whenever someone calls me a smartass I reply, "Better than being a dumbass." "You duck with that thing," said Bison Guy to his friend while both were taking a piss. Made my night. Don't know if he was quoting something. In a discussion, after the other person says something, start looking around, up and down, all over. "What?" they say. Just trying to find your ducking point. I was at an airport and saw a girl, 5-6 years old, with one of those backpack leashes that parents use to keep the kid from running away. She had the end of the leash in her own hand and her mother yelled at her, "Get back over here." And the little girl responded, "I can't. You don't have the leash," and ran off. Oh yeah. Well, at least my girlfriend never drank a bunch of cough syrup and then told everyone that I raped her. I think this is better without the context. Ah man. This guy was bugging me all day, and at one point I just snapped. He kept pushing me around, I'm a girl, by the way, and just being a cocky douche. So then he calls me a pussy, and I was so amazed that my brain came up with this on the spot. Yeah. Well, take a good look. It's the closest you'll ever get to one. Not that funny, but hey, I was impressed with myself. Mr. Cool himself. Miles Davis was once invited to a dinner in the White House by Ronald Reagan. Not many of the other guests knew who he was, so the mood around him was a bit tense. In a silent streak during the meal, Nancy Reagan turned to Davis and asked him what he'd done with his life to merit an invitation. To which Davis replied, well, I've changed the course of music 5 or 6 times. What have you done, except duck the president? I'm not going to have a battle of wits with an unarmed man. Remember men, you're fighting for this woman's honor, which is probably more than she ever did. Groucho Marx in Duck Soup. You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. You catch more flies with shit. What's your point? I always feel like a douchebag when I say it, but when a girl says ugh, you're such a dick, I respond with, but that's what girls like. Haven't encountered any lesbians for to have backfired on me, but every now and then I get a chuckle under I see what you did there look. Have a nice day. Don't tell me what to do. I've been saying this for about 15 years and it always catches people off guard. Well, I back in boot camp. I heard this gem from a drill instructor destroying a very country recruit. D, what's your favorite food? Fat boy. R, gravy. Sir. D, who gravy. What kind of gravy do you like? Fat boy. R, dear gravy. Sir. D, who dear gravy. I bet. Fat boy. Hey, I bet that's how you start all your letters home. Dear gravy. I miss you. Love. Fat boy. In my teenage years. Mom and anger, you're a real son of a bitch. Me, yeah. I think so too. She got the last laugh though as her hand smacked across my face. Someone sarcastically apologizes for something. Someone, I'm sorry, our peanut butter isn't up to your standards. Correct response, apology accepted. I remember this from Family Guy. For the next time someone was singing a song horribly and or it was just getting annoying. Me, hey, who sings that song? Person singing. Why? Me, yeah. Why don't we keep it that way? Me and my wife in a car. Her, what smells like something burning? Me, something is probably burning. I know it's simple and not witty, but it pisses her off every time. Our teacher wanted to help us improve our spelling, so she started a daily spelling test. After getting really bad marks for a few days in a row, she asked me, why are you doing so poorly? It's not my fault. You change the words every day, I retorted. Teacher was helping a kid in my old school with a problem. She did it up on the board and turned around to him and asked, well, do you get it? This, probably 15-year at the time. Boy says sadly, no a-hole here, not regularly. When someone scathingly accuses me of being gay, I casually respond, stop fantasizing. I'm flattered, but the answer is no. The looks on their faces, priceless. Someone, are you kidding me? Me, no. I'm Trevor. Not really that good, but when I was about 8 I think, I was at a daycare type place where I'd wait for my mom to pick me up after school. There were a lot of kids there compared to the size of the place. Anyway, one day everyone was being loud and acting up, so one of the carriage drivers said, alright, next person who opens their mouth is going to have to write sentences. So, I just looked her right in the eye and opened my mouth. It was worth it. That's stupid. No, you're stupid. If I wanted my own comeback, I would have wiped it off your mother's chin. Me annoying someone. Them, do you mind? Me, no, I babysit. Colleague, I'm worried. Badgers, I'm 45 and I'm getting difficulty sustaining an erection. Me. I've seen your missus. I couldn't get it up for her either. Sorry George. I work in an inbound customer service call center for a commercial insurance company and take payments by phone. A few days ago a guy called in to make his payment with a credit card. So I'm going through the motions asking him for the card number and expiration. And I say, "And how does your name appear on the card?" He replies with "on the front." Caught me off guard and was probably the funniest thing I've heard so far in the year I've worked there. When someone asks if you're free on X day or at X time or whatever, of course I'm free. I'm an American. One of my favorites is when someone hurts themselves. It usually goes along these lines. Person stubs toe. Person ow. Duck. Me don't do that. It hurts. The looks are almost always priceless. Works great when someone has done something stupid. Driving home at night I came upon a police roadblock checking for drunk drivers. "Officer, any alcohol tonight?" Me, "No thank you." Officer grins, "Move along." "Have a cold?" "No thanks. I already have one." This may not be what you're looking for, but whenever somebody uses a cool sounding quote that doesn't have much relevance I use. "A witty quote proves nothing, Voltaire. A witty quote proves nothing." My dad always said that the less a man makes declarative statements, the less apt he is to look foolish in retrospect. Quentin Tarantino. Forums. Why would you do that? Because duck you, that's why. You're a pussy. Response, well you are what you eat. I got into an argument with my mom about something, and I ended up swearing or saying something she didn't like. And she tells me, "Watch your mouth," without missing a beat. I shoot back, or I can't, my nose is in the way. She did not appreciate that one. Me, "Dad, I want money." Dad, "Me too." After being rejected at the club dance. "No, I said you look fat in those pants." Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe,